Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, y'all? Fist Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fist Unit while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Alright, look. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. Okay, shout out to him. I'm recording all of this week's video on Sunday afternoon. So if I come off a little angry or a little intense, it's because I'm still mourning the season. So y'all might not get this video till like a Thursday, but you know, I'll be calm by then. But for right now, I'm a little on edge. Okay? And because I'm on edge, Saquon, I love you, but I gotta tell you the truth, brother. I gotta tell you the truth. And the truth of the matter is, Brian Dable and Kafka do not need you. They don't need you. I love Saquon, and I want Saquon to come back. I honestly do. But the truth of the matter is, Saquon, the last 6 weeks, that's the type of offense that the Giants want to run. That's what Brian Dable and Mike Kafka want to do. They want to line up a shotgun, and they want to throw the ball all over the field. That's what they want to do, bro. They don't want to run you 20, 30 times a game. They don't want to feature you. They did that at the beginning of the season because, number one, they didn't believe in Daniel Jones, and number two, they didn't believe in Daniel Jones. So once they realized that, oh my gosh, Daniel Jones is kind of good, all they did was throw with Daniel Jones. Am I lying? I want somebody to go into the comment section and say, Fisk, you a bold-faced liar if y'all didn't notice the shift and when they believed in Daniel Jones. To tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying. Ever since they really turned the page and believed in Daniel Jones, you saw less of Saquon. Listen, the offense didn't look like Buffalo. It didn't look like Kansas City because we don't have a Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. We don't have a Diggs and Gabe Davis. But the scheme, the actual plays they were running, that looked like Buffalo, that looked like Kansas City. If you watch the Giants every week, you know what I'm talking about. You saw how they played last night. You saw how they played versus Minnesota. You saw what they did versus the Colts. The Giants are a pass-first team. That's what they wanted to be. But number one, they didn't believe in Danny. Number two, the receivers is trash. And number three, the offensive line was mid. But once the season was on the line, teams with running backs like Saquon get him 20 to 30 carries no matter what. Derrick Henry can rush for 10 yards, but he's going to get 20 carries. When you feature the running back, you don't line up a shotgun all game and do motions and passing the ball like Saquon, bro. They're not maxing you out. They're not going to do it. All right? They're just not going to do it. And I want Saquon to come back, but I don't think he's going to be the highest paid running back in the league. They don't use him. When we played Minnesota, Daniel Jones doubled his carries. Matter of fact, I don't normally go to stats. I don't normally go to analytics. I normally talk about what I see. That's normally what I do. Y'all know me. I'm not an analytic guy. But bear with me for a moment. I'm going to Saquon Barkley. Where is my boy Saquon? There he is. Okay. Let me validate my point right quick. Saquon Barkley carries. Okay? Since the Houston game, he didn't get one 20 carry game. He had 35 carries versus Houston. Since the Houston game, 15 versus Detroit, 11 versus Dallas, 18 versus Washington, 9 versus Philly, 18 versus Washington, 14 versus Minnesota, 12 versus Indy, 9 last week, and 9 yesterday versus the Eagles. Now, what I'm trying to say is I'm not slighting Saquon at all. I want Saquon back because he could be a threat. Saquon can be a real threat when we get a wide receiver to take the pressure off him a little bit. What I'm saying is I don't think Saquon is going to get compensated the way he might want to get compensated, which leads them to letting him walk out the door because they got to tag Danny. Now, once again, if I'm lying, can y'all please come into the comment section and say, Fisk, you're bugging. But they turned this offense over to Daniel Jones after the Houston game. Before the Houston game, look, I'm going to read this. Before the Houston game, look at it, 20, 24, 22, 31, 21. Look at these carries. After the Houston game, he couldn't sniff 20 carries. After the Houston game, he didn't have 100-yard game. Not 100-yard game after that Houston game. Not a one. Not a one. I'm not knocking Saquon. This is not a knock on Saquon because if you put Saquon on the Eagles, if you put Saquon on the 49ers, if you put Saquon on a team that wants to run the ball, Saquon showed you he can lead the league in rushing. When Saquon was featured, he was leading the league in rushing. This has nothing to do with how great Saquon is. Saquon is him. Saquon is him. He is. What Fitz Vegas is trying to say is Brian Dable ain't got time for that. Brian Dable wants to throw the ball all game. When Brian Dable was in Buffalo, Josh Allen was throwing the ball 40 times a game. What did we see from Daniel Jones since Houston? Since November 13th or whatever. They've lined up a shotgun and they've thrown the ball. Even to these sorry wide receivers, Brian Dable and Kafka could not help themselves. They couldn't help it. They still had to throw the ball 40 times. Maybe if we ran the ball, maybe we'd have beat the Eagles. Maybe if we, I don't know, man. Like I said, by the time y'all get this video, it might be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't know. But I'm still mourning that loss. And now that I'm reading out these Saquon stats, because Saquon said he wants to be a New York Giant for life, and I hope he is. Now that I'm thinking about it, man, maybe we should have kept running the ball. We were not equipped to pass the ball, man. We just weren't. As great as Daniel Jones was, and they fell in love with Danny, because Danny does every single thing that Josh Allen does, Danny does. It looked just like the Buffalo offense. We just didn't have Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis murdering cornerbacks. That's why we lost, because we ran an offense that was built for Diggs and Gabe Davis, and we didn't have Diggs and Gabe Davis. But the more I'm thinking about it is, bro, maybe we should have kept pounding the rock, bro. Maybe we should have tried to run Saquon 35 times, keep our defense off the field. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Saquon, brother, I hope you come back. I know this video is going to come off as me ripping Saquon, but it's not like that. I'm just saying the scheme that Dable wants to run don't really involve featuring a maxed out running back. It doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm going to keep it $150 with you. The Giants will be better off getting some fat boy to run on short yardage and getting some Austin Eckler type of running back to catch balls on the no huddle and on third down. You can get 2 running backs for the price of Saquon. Just saying, man. I still can't believe we lost that Eagle game. No, it's not even that we lost the Eagle game. Why we have to lose that bad? Why we have to lose that bad? It's just, But I don't know, fellas. It's gonna be a long off season, but Saquon is going to be in a rough spot because they're going to max out Danny. They're either going to tag Danny and cripple our salary cap, or they're going to max him out. There's no in between with Danny. So we'll see what's left for Saquon. We're going to see what's left for the rest of these players, but I don't know, man. The way Brian Dable and Kafka want to play football, I don't think it requires a maxed out running back. Andy Reid never cared about running backs in Kansas City. Buffalo, bro, Singletary, Zach Moss, really? I mean, look what they got out there now. They got James Cook, a third down guy. They went and got Naheem Hines, a third down guy. They're running the same offense they ran with Brian Dable because the dude, they kept his quarterback coach or whatever. It's the same offense. So I don't know, man. I don't see it, bro. They don't need a superstar running back. They just don't. But we'll see, man. I hope Saquon comes back. We'll see what happens. But That's it. That's all. I hope these Eagles, I can't wait to see these Eagles lose next week. I can't wait. But that's it. That's all, man. Subscribe to the unit if you're rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.